Gilgeous-Alexander on the run-out. Layup is good. 2 more points and 1 for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander on the turnover. Thunder by 10. 3:45 to go. Jalen Williams, 38 points working. Dribbles to the free throw line. Spins, fakes, fires, makes. A 40-point game for J-Dub in Game 5. 15 seconds to go. Oklahoma City as close as they've ever been to a championship since they relocated to Oklahoma. They're going to win Game 5. They're going to go up 3 games to 2. Thunder 120, Indiana 109, and a chance for a championship in Indianapolis on Thursday.
Thought is if you lose, the season's over. So our backs are against the wall. We take pride in playing at home in front of our fans, and our fans are amazing. So, we know they're going to come out with a ton of energy, in Game 6. So we're going to have to be able to respond, be better, and look forward to, the challenge. We got to take this a day at a time. Our backs are against the wall. I mean, you got to look at Game 6 like it's a Game 7. Losing is, if you lose, your season's over. So, we got to go in and take care of business, just approach the game the right way, see where we get better in film, and be ready to compete.
My answer is going to suck because it's kind of going to negate your question, but it's something more that I'll look back on later on than worry about what kind of statement it makes. I think the only statement we have right now is we're up 3-2, and we still have to go earn another win. But it'll be cool to look back on later on, and hopefully somewhere down the line I'll have a more fun answer for you.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is New Day with SSJ on Sports Radio 810 WHB. It's Tuesday, June 17th, 2025. Stephen St. John with my producer, Jake Gutierrez, and his able assistant, Dylan. Is he able?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's learning. He's willing to learn.
Are you able?
I'm a fairly good teacher if I like you.
Am I able?
I don't know. Are you Kane?
How you doing?
I'm all right, man. How are you?
How you doing?
It's summertime. I don't like it.
It's summertime. You said I don't like it?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, you already feel the heat in the morning. I mean, it's 75 this morning. It's not quite here yet.
Oh, you're preaching to the choir on that one.
It's nothing worse than walking out into a sauna first thing in the morning at 4:30 a.m.
I'm not a summer guy.
Yeah.
I'm a fall guy.
Fall Guy.
Yeah.
It's a great
Cole
movie.
Seavers.
Great show.
I've never seen the movie.
You should, man.
Should I?
Yes. I was highly skeptical, and it might have been one of the best movies I saw of 2024.
Really? The trailer made it look god-awful.
Yeah, no, it was fantastic. It was fantastic.
I was not on my list, but maybe it will be.
I was very hesitant. I watched it, and I was pleasantly surprised. I thought it was great.
I'm a fall guy. I like it when it's in the 60s. I don't need to get in the debate over, winter or summer. You can have winter. You could have summer. Give me the fall. Give me football. Give me 65 degrees. I'm a fall guy.
Well, I'm not the kind to kiss and tell, but
what's the temperature right now?
I've never been with anything less than a 9.
I'm guessing it's 75.
73. 73. That's all right.
Yeah,
it's
not
okay.
bad.
65.
I think
55. and a little crisp, that's when I can really operate.
Yeah. Hoodie weather.
65, 55 to 65, that's my sweet spot. Yeah. If it gets above 85, I want to punch myself in the face.
And look, it's not supposed to be ridiculously hot today. It's 81's the high, I think. We're supposed to have some scattered showers.
Yeah, it's supposed to rain.
I think there's some big storms coming tonight, though. Just scattered,
That's great.
Scattered showers during the day, and then some the harder storms happening on the Kansas side.
Sure.
So I've heard.
All right, Jeff Penner. Hope that's accurate.
Yeah. Just pretend like it is.
Right.
That's what I do around here.
So thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. And hopefully it won't rain too bad, or the storms won't get too bad wherever you are. These storms that Jake Gutierrez has just promised.
There was a storm last night, the thunder.
Yeah.
Storming all over the Pacers.
The Kansas City Chiefs conclude Phase 3 of the 2023 offseason program this week with mandatory minicamp, which will take place today, tomorrow, and Thursday at the team's practice facility. And so here we go. And as I read from Pete Sweeney's article at Arrowhead Pride, Pete was on the show with us for an hour yesterday. Unlike the first portion of organized team activities, players must attend all 3 days of mandatory minicamp. And those who do not are subject to daily fines per the league's collective bargaining agreement. Players with unexcused absences are subject to be fined $17,462 for the first missed day, $34,925 for the second day, and $52,381 for day number 3. And so also media members will attend all 3 days of mandatory minicamp. And if you wonder why, if you're out there like, so what? Why is that significant? Well, you're going to get a bunch of Chiefs content out there for your viewing pleasure and your listening pleasure and your reading pleasure. You're going to get updates. You are going to get video content, digital content. We're going to be able to talk about some things. And so if the Royal struggles have you wishing for football, at least these next 3 days, we will have plenty of fresh Chiefs content for you. So if you're looking for a football fix, there you have it. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. And so that's why I mentioned that media members will attend all 3 days. You'll get plenty of fresh content all 3 days. And several Chiefs players are expected to speak after today's practice and after Wednesday's practice. And Andy Reid is scheduled to talk after Thursday's practice.
I just hope people ask him about the guys that are not there.
If I get pummeled, right, I want everybody to hear that. If I get pummeled on who's here and not here, we'll just do the one.
He doesn't want to hear that. He's not interested in hearing or being asked about the players that aren't there. So, don't do it. Trey Smith, by the way, his birthday was yesterday. So happy birthday to Trey Smith.
Happy birthday!
Happy belated birthday. I wonder if he'd like a new contract for his birthday. I wonder if that's something he's looking for. So yesterday, I saw that the Chiefs posted a video, and Jake, you could play it if you want. It's a just different players talking. It says, saved the best for last. And this is a group of players. This is on the Chiefs' X account. So just play some of this, Jake, and tell me if you find anything significant here.
I'm Jack Cochran. I'm passing the phone to someone that can't run as fast as I can.
My name's Rasheed Rice, and I'm passing the phone to the drippiest old lineman I can, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
My name is Wanya Morris, and I'm passing the phone to somebody who look like Lil Bill.
I'm Joshua Williams, and I'm passing the phone to one of the most generous, one of the most giving people in the DB room. He would have no problem selling me that nice R rate, maybe at a huge, like 90% discount.
Hey, I'm Mike Edwards. I'm passing the phone to the guy that has no fashion, no drip. Field swag, off the field swag is terrible.
Yo, guys, my name is Charles Menhu, and I'm passing the phone to a guy that went to my little cousin school up north, and like it don't matter the time, and he knows the school still sucks. So I'm gonna give the phone to him.
I'm Creed Humphrey, and I'm passing the phone to someone who can eat more wings than anybody I've ever seen in my life.
My name is Trey Smith. Passing the phone to Mr. State Legend and CEO of Sack Nation.
Hey, my name is Chris Jones, and I'm passing someone who is a lockdown DB, probably the best cornerback in the league.
This is Trent McDuffie, and I'm passing the phone to somebody with the worst TikTok dances.
My name is Juju, and I'm passing the phone to the best video game player on our team.
It's Hollywood Brown, and I'm passing the phone to the greatest player of our generation.
I'm Patrick Mahomes.
Did you enjoy that?
Some funny lines in there. I did. I don't know which one I like the best.
Who'd you see in there?
Jack Cochran, Rasheed Rice.
No.
Mike Edwards.
Nope.
No.
That's not what I'm talking about. Who was in there?
Trey Smith.
Yeah.
Although they had a little microphone error.
Right. But, I mean, who was there? When was that done?
That's a great question.
What's that mean?
He's probably there. He signed his contract.
We're wondering if he's going to show up for mandatory minicamp.
I don't think he wants to be fined.
But I don't think that's very much. In the grand scheme of things, I don't think the fine is going to be what motivates him.
Yeah, probably not. But, would you say the last day's fine is 50 gur?
Again.
I know. Hey.
Yes,
sometimes
I would.
50 grand is it's my yearly salary.
Yeah. Well, it's not his, is what I'll tell you. That might motivate a normal person. Oh, I know it would. I mean, it would motivate us. But as Nick Jacobs caught that and screen captured it, I spy Trey Smith in the Chiefs video.
I mean, did you expect him to be there this week?
I don't know.
When we were talking to Pete about it?
I don't know. I wouldn't. I don't know. I didn't have any expectations either way, and I don't think it's that big of a deal either way.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know.
I mean, I asked. I asked the question, didn't really get an answer. Can you show up and not participate?
I'm sure there's a lot of things you can do. You can do all kinds of stuff.
I mean, so I kind of
why wouldn't he be able to? And I mean, you think they'd kick him out?
No. I mean, so that's I kind of in my mind is like, well, why wouldn't he show up and just not participate if he's?
And Matt Derrick posted, Trey Smith took part in Chiefs Media Day, so there's that. We'll see if he's on the field for minicamp tomorrow.
Yeah. That was kind of my expectation was he'd be there, and then if he's worried about getting injured before a big contract, then just don't participate. Show up.
I guess I have no expectations either way. Nothing would surprise me. Like if he's not there, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
If he is there, oh, okay. If he's there and not participating, oh, okay. I don't know. I mean, I've interviewed him several times. I would tell you he's a hell of a nice guy and a great person to interview, always makes himself available. what you would call a stand-up guy. And so if you ask me, based on anything that I've observed in the locker room or at practice or anything else, if you asked me what I thought, I'd say he's going to be there.
What's the biggest temptation?
Sweets.
Right. That's exactly right. Sweets. And so, yeah. And I hope they get something done. Dude, I am all about solidifying this offensive line. This year, next year, and future seasons. I'm not, you will not, I can promise you this. There's not many things I can predict, but I can tell you, I can successfully predict this. You will not hear me ever complain about the Chiefs utilizing their resources to provide protection for Patrick Mahomes, whether it be money or draft picks or both or franchise tags or all of it. All of it. I'm good with it. Because this is what I believe. This is what I believe. I believe if you give Patrick Mahomes a good offensive line and you provide him with the necessary protection and you give him time to operate, everything else will fall into place. He can get by with average receivers. He can get by with average running backs if you give him the offensive line he needs.
I believe.
Right. That's what I believe. Because we've seen the ship sink because of poor offensive line play. We've seen it. We don't need to guess. We don't need to wonder what that's like. We really don't. And I'd prefer not to see it anymore.
And that's actually the only time the ship has sank.
And that's why when people now are, why'd they spend the money on Jalen Moore and then turn around and spend a draft pick?
Yeah,
on another offensive lineman.
I don't have time to listen to that.
I don't know. Why? Did you watch last year?
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. Why? Why do you think?
If you don't understand that, then I can't help you.
Why do you think? Because also, guess what? It's the NFL. And there's a pretty good chance that the 5 offensive linemen that you select as your 5 best won't make it the entire schedule unscathed and totally healthy. We've seen that too, haven't we? Sure we have. We've seen the Chiefs have to scramble because of poor play. We've seen the Chiefs have to scramble because of lack of depth. And we've seen the Chiefs have to scramble because of a rash of injuries. And so if you're telling me they dedicated extra resources to the offensive line so that won't happen, I'm good with it. And if that includes keeping Trey Smith, and I get it, it was a choice. It wasn't, even though I'm sitting here telling you to sink all the resources as possible into the offensive line, it wasn't feasible to do that with Trey Smith and Joe Thuney and be able to go throw some money at a free agent left tackle. They couldn't do all of it, so they had to pick and choose. And they decided to go with the young guy that was going to be around longer in Trey Smith and flip Joe Thuney for a draft pick. Hey, in a perfect world, keep them all. But you do have to make some tough decisions. and they have invested draft picks in guys like Wanye Morris, who I don't know what his future is, but if you tell me he's depth, I'll take that as depth. Sua Mata'ia has a chance to reestablish himself as a part of this offensive line at guard. They spent a second-round pick on him. And now it looks like they've landed the left tackle of the future and maybe even the present. He might be good to go. And I'm good with that. Jalen Moore, I don't know. Is he going to be one of the starting 5? I don't know. But they like him, and he looks like a good offensive lineman. And whether he's the left tackle day 1, day 60, whether he ends up at right tackle, no matter where he plays, if he can help this offensive line, if he can provide play good enough where he's a starter or he's a quality backup, sign me up. We're all good. Because let me tell you this also. If you provide Patrick Mahomes with a good offensive line with a quality left tackle, if you have put together a solid wide receiver room, which it looks like they have, and if you've added some playmaking ability at running back, which it looks like they have, then the Chiefs aren't taking a step back this year. Who knows? They might even be better. And I can't wait to find out. But there has not been stability in the wide receiver room. And there's a chance that this group could come together and be one of the best that he's had maybe ever, or at least in several years as a unit. They had a couple of guys that they think have home run threat ability at running back. And we're all hopeful that they figured out left tackle. If all those things happened, those are some ifs, but it's on the table. If all those things come together like they think it will, Jake, you going to doubt Patrick Mahomes?
No, not at all. And Jalen Moore signed a 2-year deal. Juwan Taylor has a possible out after this season on his contract.
You have a possible out.
So I mean, it's not just this year. They're adding depth for the future as well. So.
And if Jalen Moore falls flat, they can get out of it after 1 year.
Right.
They're not married to him.
A lot of smart business.
The point is, they have given themselves options. They've given themselves options,
which they didn't have last year.
Yeah,
they didn't. They had 2 unproven guys who'd never started in this league more than spot starts for injuries.
Yeah, to rob Peter to pay Paul on the offensive line.
Yeah. And now they have options, like you said. A multitude of them, which is nice.
Mandatory minicamp starts today. I'll be out there today watching some things, so I'm looking forward to that. Jaime Bluma is going to be here, and we'll talk baseball. But just, you know what? Mandatory minicamp, football, let's go. Let's get excited. That's a good thing. We can wait till after the commercial break to get irritated by what's happening with the Royals again. But you know what? Hey, I think everybody needed the day off yesterday, didn't they? Huh? Okay. Oh, yeah. Reset. And as you heard in the intro, the Thunder win pivotal Game 5, another 1 win away from an NBA championship. And Indiana goes home with their backs against the wall. Hopefully they'll win Game 6, so we'll get a Game 7. Because it looked like we were going to have a great ending last night when the Pacers got it down to 2 after that Siakam 3. I was like, oh, boy, here we go. And then you blink.
Yeah.
I think it was like a 3-pointer, then a steal.
Yep.
And a layup. And just like that, as soon as they were talking about the Pacers got it down to 2, And it's back to 7.
Yep.
Timeout. And it just, man, the Thunder, they can just, in the blink of an eye, put a game away.
Quick. Forced 4 straight turnovers after that point.
But I thought we were headed. Oh, this is going to be great. This is going to be the kind of ending to a Game 5 that we're going to be talking about all day
what
tomorrow.
You're looking for.
And the Thunder just said,
"It's going to be a great last 8 minutes.
We ain't playing with this. We ain't playing with you. We ain't going to let you do what you did in Game 1. You ain't stealing this one." And boom.
Yeah.
It was like, man, this is a close fight. This is going to be an awesome 12th round knockout. Oh, my God, what just happened?
Bye-bye.
Let's take a break. It's Tuesday, June 17th. Isn't that a good start to the day? Come on.
Yeah. How about it?
Let's all join hands and skip around the room, all right? We'll be right back after this on Sports Radio 810 WHB. You ready to play the clip I just sent you of the College World Series? Welcome back to New Day with SSJ on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Here comes former Royals reliever Jaime Bluma. What's up?
Here I come.
Bluma?
Yes, I'm here. Made it.
Thanks for coming out to see me at Tequila Harry's on Friday.
Always a good time. I enjoy that. I was good to see some other people. Always good to see Chris. Good to see you. Emily came. My buddy Kaz and that got to meet you.
Did you enjoy your lunch?
I did enjoy my lunch. That was a quick lunch. A busy day that morning, and then I had to go. You a fireworks person? You like fireworks?
I like to watch them.
Not set them off?
Not since one went off in my hand.
That'll do it.
You know, when I was,
a youngster?
I was.
Or an adult when that happened?
No, I was younger. I was used as an experiment by my older cousins for many a bad idea. And that was one of them.
Okay.
And we'll put the blame on my late cousin Tony, who liked to utilize me because normally he wouldn't get in as much trouble for doing something if I was involved, because I was the quote unquote, little Steve-O, the innocent,
right,
the innocent one,
right.
And so I don't know what we were doing, but he was like, "Yeah, you hold the firework and I'll light it, and then you throw it." And okay, because I wanted all my cousins were older, and I wanted to run with them.
Yeah.
And if they're, maybe if I do this, then they'll think I'm cool, and then I can,
Sure.
And it just
not into it. Who was the NFL guy that had some fingers blown off from a firework?
Oh,
who was that?
Pierre Paul or what?
Yeah, Jason Pierre-Paul.
Yeah,
for the Giants.
Yeah, that's no good.
He played.
No,
Yeah,
that took a lot off,
like a couple fingers.
I mean,
Yeah, we used to do Roman candles and metal trash can lids. Not smart when we were younger, but I don't do that anymore. Like I enjoy. No, absolutely.
And my mom was very wise. She knew that with my level of grabassery, there was
something was bound to happen. Yes.
Steve, he can't light fireworks. Sometimes he acts like a moron. Like, well, thanks, Mom. But she knew me well.
Yes.
But I like to watch them.
Sure. So my dad, I love them and love to watch them, and so does my dad. And happy birthday last Wednesday, 80 to my dad.
Happy number 80.
Yes, and Father's Day on Sunday.
You know what firework I like? I've said this before. I like the firework where it's a dog and you light them and he poops.
Yeah,
this dog's pooping.
That's
like
fun.
Look at that firework. That could keep me entertained for hours. You ever see that one, Jake? You've seen that before.
That's a good one.
Huh? Jake doesn't.
That was the thing when those snakes things were cool. You light them and those snakes and yeah, they're way more sophisticated now. But so yeah, I had to go have lunch and then had to make a quick run to Boonville.
I just like
pick
the little
up some
tanks.
Fireworks. Tanks are good.
We'd have the tank
they have
fight.
chickens.
Oh, we used to have
little chickens lay the eggs.
But me and my cousins used to have the tank fights.
Oh yeah,
and I'd always lose.
Parachutes. I really like the.
Oh yeah,
the parachutes. When
See now we're talking. So that counts as fireworks.
Yeah,
those
are fun kid fireworks.
Fun stuff.
What's wrong with a 52-year-old guy chasing the parachute?
Blowing
and sometimes he'll go in the neighbor's yard. I'm going to go get it. Here I go.
Running over kids, blowing his ACL.
There was nothing more fun than to set those off in my grandpa's backyard and then just go, and we'd all go chasing that damn thing everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. No, see, now you're talking. I love that.
I knew there had to be some of that in your...
The Kansas River down by Arts, we used to blow all kinds of stuff up down there. Fireworks.
You got to be careful. I have to go out.
So you would look down upon me if that's what I wanted to do this 4th of July?
No, it'd be
Shoot
fun.
off some of those parachutes.
I'd watch you do it.
Where's your dad at? He's chasing the parachute man.
No,
up and down Berry Road. He loves it.
I'd encourage that. If you're having fun.
I don't know if you should go that far.
If you're having fun.
What about the dog pooping firework?
Well,
I'm going to see if I can find. I think those are a little more difficult to find.
Yeah, I know.
I haven't seen those inside. Probably
Susan was like, "We get it."
tanks were fun.
We get it the first 5 times you did it. Yes, the dog poops. Wow, it's just different dog now.
That's funny.
Do they not have the? You said it's hard to find the parachutes, or what's the dog pooping, or what?
I've only bought the bigger stuff recently, so
Right.
to go to I haven't been to an actual fireworks tent or place. I'll go buy. I mean,
the tanks were
You buy that off-market stuff.
Not off market, but online wholesaler. So no, not off market.
Right, oh, yeah.
Yeah, buying off
Jay, let me
market
tell you
fireworks.
half
is
stick of
not,
dynamite.
not a good
Jake
idea.
only deals in the black market.
Right.
You know.
That's
Yeah.
whatever
Dark
it
web.
is.
I'll show you the video. I've been able to acquire a couple quarter sticks or whatever in the last and blow up a watermelon.
half
Blow up a
stick.
watermelon. Yeah, that's fun. Be careful there.
I feel like they should have a firework of a Royals player pooping on the field because that's how they played the last
That is
week or so.
Since we've
You get that one, Jake? Because it's basically they've just been laying turds. See? Fireworks, Royals, I bring it all together. That's why I'm the host.
I was listening to you yesterday, and you said exactly that, and I laughed out loud in the car. Like, turd, just turd.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'll
It
try not to.
hasn't,
Did I start the cussing
you
deal
did.
last week? That was me.
And
My bad.
hopefully I finished it because today it's a new day. And
With
Jake
SSJ.
made me sign a waiver and said, please don't cuss. So that's as close as we'll get.
Yeah, so
My
since I saw you last Tuesday, we haven't won. So that's awesome. God dang.
Okay, so I'm going to this is probably not your favorite topic to talk about, but I do feel like you're the perfect person to talk about this. Cole Reagan's on the IL with a shoulder injury, the strain in the rotator cuff, but it just seems like it's I mean, when Joe Goldberg described it on the broadcast, he said, 4 to 6 weeks, start there. And then it's probably going to be more. And Annie Rogers, when she first described it, she said, it won't be a quick stint on the IL like last time. Well, last time was 20 days. So if she describes that as quick, it's not going to be quick like that. Then again, you're looking at just a minimum of 4 to 6 weeks and probably more. This is something you went through in your career where it took them, and look, things are different. Technology's different. I'm sure that if this happened to you, in the year 2025, it would have been a different process.
Sure.
But shoulders are scary, right?
Well, yeah,
For any pitcher.
It's such a different animal, excuse me, than an elbow, where, I mean, there's pretty definitive when you go in there and check the damage of your ligament. Shoulder's a whole different deal entirely. And when you do have shoulder, I mean, everybody's got some, I'm sure, fraying or any of that stuff. If you've been pitching long enough, you are going to have some wear and tear on your shoulder. What can you deal with? What can you overcome, on a day-to-day basis? And that's not going to feel 100% all the time. And, what starts off as quote-unquote rotator cuff soreness or whatever, mine, only speaking from my experience, ended up being a labrum tear. And that we didn't even discover that until they went in for surgery. So, yes, I hope technology is better as far as like an orthogram, a dye-enhanced MRI, to be able to see exactly what's going on in there and what needs to, get the inflammation out of there, give it a chance to heal up. And, those 4 to 6 weeks, what can we get done in that time frame to be able to do it? But that's the scary thing. I mean, shoulder's completely different than elbow. And, once you get the pain out of there, let's see if you can go out there. I mean, obviously something wasn't right even when he was pitching the other day. And I was like, well, maybe because of his groin, that caused something different in his shoulder. When you try to do one thing a little bit different to try to alleviate some pain somewhere, you might cause some pain somewhere else.
Jake brought that up, that you said that. And so I wanted to revisit that because everything is connected. And like you said, if you have a groin injury and you're trying to compensate for that, and maybe you change something and maybe you don't even realize you're doing it, right?
Right. What do you do when you twist an ankle?
Right.
You limp.
Yeah. And it's
same.
You overcompensate.
Yes.
And sure. And so that's just, and even if you don't mean to do it, you're trying not to do it. I mean, it could happen. So do you think there's a possibility that that jacked his shoulder up?
I think there's a possibility to be able to figure out whether that's what happened. I don't know how you figure that out, but that's definitely a possibility. You hear about that all the time when.
I don't think they can ever figure it out, but it's just,
when somebody's rehabbing from Tommy John or rehabbing from something else, don't discount keeping the other part strong. I mean, just because you had elbow surgery doesn't mean you don't stop doing your shoulder strengthening exercises to keep from having this type of injury, rotator cuff or labrum, something like that. So that's just the tricky thing that a shoulder is versus elbow. And I don't think even as good as technology is, when you go in and do shoulder surgery, as I've said before, you're going in there and taking out the parts that are defective or, remove them if they're fraying and all that kind of stuff. And then your shoulder's got to heal up versus, ligament surgery or, whatever it's called now. What's the other one? Debridal or whatever they do with your elbow. A little bit different. Where they're putting something in there that wasn't in there before, and hopefully it's just as good. So, knock on wood, we need him down the stretch. But you could tell something wasn't right, and that just tells you how good major league hitters are. When something's just a little bit off, they'll let you know.
I know. Yes, we could use him down the stretch, but I'll be honest with you. I've just taken any expectations that there was anything from him this year. I've just taken it off the table. And if he comes back, then that'd be great. That would be awesome. But to expect it, you can hope for it. But man, I find it hard to believe that he could bounce back, and you know what I mean?
Sure.
Because it's like they don't even really have a timetable right now.
No, same with Hunter Harvey. I mean, the way he was throwing at the beginning of the year, I mean that ship has sailed. But same deal. I was so excited, at the end of March going into the season about the possibilities of this pitch. Now we've continued to pitch well.
Yes.
Even without Cole. I mean, the things that Noah Cameron continues to do is amazing, but it's kind of all for naught at this point with the way our offense is going. And give it to JJ for all the different moves that he's made. He's trying, and people need to start performing. I mean, that's what it's all about. I mean, they know that.
Right.
Go out there and get it done.
And so you mentioned Noah Cameron. What did you think about him being removed after 5 innings against the A's?
I was a little surprised. I mean, keep riding that hot hand. I mean, especially with as well as he's throwing the ball. Why take him out and at least give him 95? Excuse me. I'm not saying run him out there for 110 or 115 or anything like that, but I think maybe the metrics say after 3 times through the lineup. You hear that all the time, but at some point, I think he's going to want to keep going in those games. I mean, see what he can do that 3rd time through the lineup.
But I guess what I don't understand is, and the question I have,
what was the reasoning behind that? I didn't hear post game.
He said that I think Q said he looked like he was laboring. Okay, but 2 starts ago against the Cardinals, they took him out. He took him out after 6 innings, 2 hits, no runs, at 82 pitches. And they blew it. Right? They blew it. And so the next game against the Yankees, when he wasn't pitching as well, and they were down, he leaves him in for 102 pitches. And so then you go back to when it's a close game, and they're holding on to a small lead, and he's got another shutout after 5 innings. It's back to taking him out at 83 pitches. That's what I don't understand. So then why did you leave him? If it's consistent, like, you know what? He's right around 80 pitches. Okay, we're taking him out. But so then why leave him in for over 100 pitches against the Yankees?
I mean, we weren't trying to save our pen or anything like that at that point. No. I don't know. I mean, he has his reasons. Well, that's the thing when we're not there. Eye test, how he's going. Noah Cameron doesn't have jump off the table stuff. He pitches in the truest sense of the word. I mean, that's why I like watching the guy pitch a lot like Chris Bubich, where he doesn't have a 98-mile-an-hour fastball to go get a guy or just a complete wipeout slider. So he's got to, pitch in the truest sense of the word to go get guys out. And maybe on those days Q doesn't think he's got his best stuff. Hey, man, five scoreless. He still had 7 starts with an ERA below 2. Keep doing what you're doing. I mean, I'm happy for him. Not happy that we had other starters get hurt, but I'm happy that he is able to stay in the rotation and get this opportunity to continue to get out there and show what he can do.
Boy, we got a mutual friend that does not like it when John Schreiber comes in the game. Let me tell you, buddy.
I was texting back. I was
Let me
listening
tell
to you yesterday.
I told you we arrived at the barbecue at the same time, and when we got there, it was 2-0, and then he said, "What's the score?" I look down, I go, "Oh, it's 2-2. They tied it up," and he just gives me this stone cold stare and looks at me and goes, "They took Cameron out and put Schreiber in, and he gave it up, didn't he?" And I looked at him, and I looked down, and I said, Do you want me to tell you? You just want to leave this alone?
Nostradamus
Tell
says.
me. I said, well, they took Cameron out after 5 and put Schreiber in, and he gave up a couple of runs. And he just walked away. He didn't say anything. I said, come back. Come back. Let's talk about this. No! Right to the beer cooler. Like, okay, then. Yep. Well, okay, then. Good night. All right, we got Jaime Bluma in studio. We're going to talk baseball. We're going to talk, you know what? We're going to talk College World Series.
Oh, yes.
We're going to talk no-hitter, no-quitter. We'll take a break. Back after this on Sports Radio 810 WHP.
Last night at 10:30 or yesterday?
No, yesterday, but it's just... All right, give me the 10. 3, 2, 1. You know, mid-June means major savings at From the Earth. You have from now until this Thursday, June 19th, to get 20% off all illicit flour, including eighths, 5-gram ready-to-roll, and 7-gram popcorn. Looking for something sweet? Purchase 300 milligram worth of illicit edibles and get 25% off, including gummies, caramels, gemstones, and power cords. Or keep it simple with any 2 100 milligram illicit gummies for just $30. Fresh deals, full shelves. Stop by From the Earth or check out FTEMO.com and make your week a win. Once again, FTEMO.com to find the From the Earth location nearest you. And when you stop by From the Earth, tell them Stephen St. John sent you. All right. Ready for this? How about 5 fucking seconds? How about that? And in 3, 2, 1. Hey there, Kansas City. Stephen St. John here. And look, summer's here, fellas. Longer days, warm nights, vacations, date nights. But if you're dealing with erectile dysfunction, you know that ED can ruin all of that. Look, if intimacy feels stressful because of performance issues,